join, we'll add them on.
Sure, please do. Please do. Well, let me just say that first of all, today the COVID relief bill passed, the President Biden's bill. It was it was worked on for a long time. It was very, a lot of things were controversial. They were going big, and some of my Republican colleagues, these were all my friends, they just felt it was just too big. They couldn't go. My main concern from day one was making sure that if we were going to do state and local, that basically there was more support to do local counties and municipalities than there was state. And as we went down this path, it's a big number, $350 billion. We wanted to do something. I said, you know, being a former governor, I know that there is a lot of times you have very little control over how your money is spent, and you have to jump through all the bureaucratic hoops. So I said, well, you know what, if we're going to do that, they're pretty, the money that you can reimburse yourself from your municipalities or counties or cities, whatever, has to be documented. There's going to be a lot of auditing. There was money put in to audit, so nobody wants to do anything outside of the guardrails, if you will. Your expenses that you've incurred, or if you had losses because of COVID, then you're going to be able to reimburse yourself for that of the money. You're going to get the money in 2 tranches, half of it this year, half of it next year. And also I said, because I knew it was probably more money than what we had direct losses in our local and cities and counties, that I said, this would be the first time we can get a jump start on infrastructure. And I can tell you as a former governor, there's not a lot of people that are there when they're cutting a ribbon for a sewer plant or a sewer line or a water line. It's mostly roads and bridges and things of that sort, which we'll do later in an infrastructure bill. So we were able to get the 3 pockets that you can use money in. You can use money to fix any sewer projects that you choose. You can use money to fix any water projects that you choose in your county or your municipality. And you can choose money to do whichever you can to improve the internet service in your area. Here's the nice thing about this is the state has the same flexibility that you have. The state is going to have the ability to use money for infrastructure, okay? The same as you are, sewer and water projects. And so that means the state has money that they can partner up with you. So if it's a bigger project and you want to get something done, you can work with, if you're a municipality, you can work with your county. They have the same flexibility. So let me give you just in Berkeley County is going to get 23 million. The county itself will get $23,110,000. Okay. The city of Martinsburg will receive, I think it's a little over 10. Martinsburg is going to receive $8,920,000. There's a lot of work can be done, gang. There's a lot that can get done. And also what we did, I had them extend it out to 2024 as you can spend your infrastructure money, because it's not that shovel ready stuff. You'll not get it done. That's the great thing about this. This is the first time in the history of our country that we've ever sent money directly to the localities and gave you all the flexibility to choose. And I think it's wonderful. So if you coordinate with your county, if you coordinate with your with the state, I don't think there's a project that any of you all can't complete or upgrade or make improvements on, no matter where you may be. So I'm very pleased with this. This is something we worked very hard on. It's a shame it was just a partisanship bill. There's a lot of good things. Also, we got I got a total of a little over $8 billion put in for rural hospitals. The entire state of West Virginia is considered rural. So we'll get a share of that for all of our rural hospitals and healthcare. We've got schools. Education is going to get a tremendous amount of money coming its way. Let me see. Hold on. I got so many different papers. I don't know which one's which anymore. But give you an idea. Local governments in West Virginia total to 677 million. 176 million went for the larger metropolitan cities. So the CDBG cities, those are considered community block grant cities. Your money will come directly from the Treasury, from the federal Treasury, to the larger cities. The smaller incorporated, there's 153 million going to our smaller cities, and there's many more of them. The smaller cities will go through the state treasury, Dave Hardy, and Dave Hardy has to pass it through within 30 days. They can't hold it. They can't play games. You don't have to beg, borrow, or steal. You just basically get your money, 30 days. Then the counties, 348 million goes to the 55 counties based on population. It was all based on population. That's the fairest way to do it. And then the state of West Virginia gets 1.25 billion again. So you have a total of $1,902 million, almost $2 billion coming to the state. So 40% goes to you all, and that was something that we fought very hard for, felt very strong about it, and was able to get the amendments to make sure you got your direct money and make sure you also had the flexibility to use it. So I hope everyone benefits from that. Schools. In West Virginia is going to get roughly $800 million for schools. $800 million for all of our schools. We're going to get $190 million for our colleges and universities. We have an extra $1 billion supplemental emergency funding for Head Start. 10 million for Head Starts going to West Virginia. We have 260 million going for child care in West Virginia. Broadband expansions on top of what you can do with your money. There's another 138 million coming through the state for everyone to get broadband, more hookups. We should have also another 2 million is coming for interconnected devices, which is going to be hotspots, things of that sort to help in the most far-reaching areas. We did a lot for housing, homelessness. We had a bipartisan amendment. We secured $800 million for youth homelessness, children's homelessness. That was myself and Lisa Murkowski. For emergency rental assistance, we have 152 million coming for that in West Virginia. We have LIHEAP. We can help them with that. 38 million of monies coming to West Virginia to help people with low income households for their energy. That's LIHEAP. And then we have 500 million coming to us for more water assistance. Gang, if we can't get our house in order with this, I don't know when we'll ever do it, to be honest with you. It's unbelievable. We have 9 million coming for programs to assist older Americans. So every part of our state will be able to work with seniors. Rural health providers, 8.5 billion will be distributed based on rural health. The whole state of West Virginia is rural, so we will benefit greatly. 7.6 billion coming for community health centers. So if you have a community health center in your area, there's going to be help there. 7.6 billion is going for state and local territory public departments for grants to extend public health workforces. 500 million for rural healthcare grants to create emergency pilot programs to increase vaccine getting to the far reaches of your counties. And 1.4 billion was going to strengthen the healthcare workforce education, how you're educating people, why they should be getting vaccines. We have 4 billion coming for opiate substance abuse. That'll be distributed. Everybody will get something. Small businesses, we did that again, SBA loans and all that. Economic development and transportation. I don't think we missed a thing. I don't know how we could have. We threw everything but the kitchen sink, because let me tell you why. This also spreads out to 2024 for these reasons. You can't spend this much money at one time. You can't throw this much in that economy at one time. If you do, you will overheat it. By spreading it out, we know that there's going to be a tremendous, like a rocket shooting off in July here for the economy, because of the pent-up frustrations and people's savings are greater than they've been. Also, on top of this, everybody's going to get $1,400 if you had 75. If you're a single income, single filer, you get $1,400 for that. If you're a family, you get $1,400 per child also. If you have children, and basically now you get an extra $1,000 on top of that for child tax credits. If you have a child under 6 years of age, you get an extra $1,600, so $600 goes to child care. It is unbelievable. We're trying to raise these children out. The thing that concerns me a little bit, and we've got to watch this and monitor this in your county, there are going to be people on welfare. And I'll give you, if a welfare family has 3 children, and this is where we've got to hone this down, how we can make sure the children benefit from this. But if they have 3 children over 6 years of age and under 17, they'll get $3,000 per child. That's $9,000. They'll get another $1,400 per child. That's $4,200. That's $13,200. And if the parents are still within a functional family, that's another $2,800. That's $16,000 on top of what their welfare assistance has been this year. We're concerned about that could be heating up basically the opiate addiction in the wrong situation. So we've got to monitor that. Child services, we're doing everything we can to get on top of that. But we've got a chance to raise children out of this poverty cycle. But we got to make sure the money is used in the right way. So gang, I don't know. We've helped veterans here, $14 billion for veterans services, and $386 million will help get veterans back to work, funding up to 12 months of training, retraining for them. There's just an awful lot that we're going to be able to help. If there's anybody that you know that needs help and we didn't help them, it was by an absolute total accident, because we didn't try to miss anybody. And people are saying you're overheating, that you're spending more than what we had to. I want to use this as a comparison. Everything I just told you, how you all for your counties and municipalities and cities, families, everything we just talked about, healthcare, education. In 2017, there was a tax overhaul that President Trump passed. It cost about the same amount of money in tax that we had to absorb. Theirs cost about 1.7 trillion. This is 1.9. And I truly believe that we touch more people in a humane way than what the 1.7, because we know that the 1.7 trillion dollars that cost in those tax cuts, that 83 cents of every dollar went to those in the upper echelon tax brackets. I'm not playing the politics here or knocking it, but if however you feel about that, and if someone tells you, oh, that's just too much, they just threw money away, said, you know, if they threw it away, we're going to help a lot of people. If that was thrown away, I can tell you that. And it's in the same category as what was done in 2017. So now it's just a matter for you all to show the prudence of how you're going to basically make decisions of how you're going to use this money. I would recommend to every county commissioner to get all of your people together, start looking at the projects that have been basically burning a hole that you could not fill, and that's something that people have desired. I would tell every municipality to get with all of your council people, sit down, start planning. We're going to make sure that Mara will get this out to everybody. You all, I think you all have gotten it now. Do you all have it on your computers? It gives you an idea. Keep in contact with us. We'll tell you how, if you have any questions, if you're having any concerns of what, of what you can do and how you can do it and what you can use it for. I think I've given it to you in a pretty exact way, but we'll make sure that nobody gets in any problems thinking that they might have some other flexibilities. What you cannot do, and they were very adamant about this, the things that your counties, your state, your cities and municipalities are responsible for, your pension plans, your rainy day accounts, or your savings, you cannot replenish those with it. You cannot be cutting your tax revenues, trying to backfill it with this money. You can't use it for that. You have a right to do whatever you want to do. You just can't use federal dollars coming in when you deliberately have cut your revenue stream. Does that make sense? And they were adamant about that, okay? So only thing about it, just stay the course. You're going to, you're going to help a lot of people. You're going to give a lot of people some relief, and they're going to see improvements in how you manage and use your money in a way that they've never seen before. I believe that. Does anybody have any questions at all? You want to open it up somehow?
Senator, if we can, I know we've talked a little bit with Mara to try to keep keep this, folks, if you can. I know we shared in the chat feature the document that Senator Manchin was talking about. Also, if you can put your questions down in the chat feature, but I do know, Senator, we have 3 different folks that I do think want to make some remarks. And I want to go to first the president of the West Virginia Association of Counties, Marion County Sheriff Jimmy Riffle.
I see Jimmy up there. Hey, Jim, how you doing, buddy?
If he's...
Can Jimmy hear me? Is he frozen?
He may be frozen. If not...
No, he's moving. It's moving now. Hey, Jim, can you hear me?
Can everybody hear me?
A little bit, Jim. You're coming in kind of, your connection. We're going to get, hey, buddy, you got money coming, so you can fix that internet service up there.
There you go.
Well, Senator, we'll go ahead and if we get him back, but we'll go to County Commissioner Agnes Queen from Lewis County, who is the president of the County Commissioners Association. Agnes, are you there?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Hey,
Hello?
Agnes, how are you?
Good. How are you, Senator?
Now, you're in Upshur, right?
Lewis.
Lewis, I'm sorry, we were close. Hold on.
Upshur's our rival. Sorry to say.
There's no rivals today. We're all in the
No.
same boat now.
No, that's true. We want to thank you for all that you're doing to help West Virginia.
You got
And
$3,990,000. $3,090,000.
we're very excited about that. I know I've been working with Michael Garcia, and I know county commissioners do, while I have you on here real quick, have one issue that we've been kicking around is volunteer fire departments. Now, my understanding is that can come out of our funding to help them for lost, or can we not, because you say you can't backfill revenue? They've lost.
No. If you can show where they had extra expenses that they lost during the COVID, if it was due to COVID,
Okay.
I'm understanding, and we will fight for you. You're able to help them. And volunteer fire departments, they weren't able to keep up any revenues whatsoever, and they were called out an awful lot, and they've helped an awful lot. All your first responders, here was the main purpose when the first CARES Act came out. This was back in last March or April, a year ago. Basically, no first responders should be laid off or lose their job because you couldn't afford to pay for it. No one should go backwards. They shouldn't cut back into services. That wasn't the intent. So we sent out $2 billion way back then. You know, altogether, we've sent $7 trillion out to and the federal budget's not quite $4 trillion. In 1 year, no one's ever seen anything like this. I think this is the one time that you all can really truly show, because I was so upset the last time when the money came to the state to 1.25. You were supposed to get 560 million of that, and it never happened. So, but that, and I'm not just blaming our governor, but it happened all across the country. It happened all across the country. So we got no Republicans that wanted to send any money to any states. They were so mad. And we said, no, we're not going to punish and throw the baby out with the bathwater. So we were able to get, and this was the way that I think everyone agreed, and it's going to be wonderful. It really is. But I'm understanding that. Also, Mara, check with Kevin. We'll make sure we get a clarification for you on that, Agnes, to make sure you have the right definition of what we can do.
Great, because I know county commissioners throughout the state, our people are volunteer. We don't have that many. A few of the cities do have paid, but most counties, we are strictly volunteer, and they didn't fall under the cusp this last time to get any funding. So as commissioners throughout the state, I know that we're very thankful for what we're getting. We appreciate it from all of us, and we just want to make sure that we can still.
I sure believe, I'll fight for that, because I know how valuable 75% of our population is served by volunteers. And if they can't keep their equipment or keep their training up and certifications up, we're in trouble, big trouble.
Thank you and welcome. We appreciate everything you're doing. Well,
everybody's working hard. This was a tough one. It was a heavy lift, but we got it done, and I'm tickled to death. And I think it's going to have long-term effects. It really is. And I think it's spread out. You're going to get $1.5 million this year. You'll get $1.5 million next year. And what you don't use, you can carry over. What you don't use this year, you can carry over, and you can use the next year's money all the way up to 2024. I want to double check that, Mara. Also make sure they're able to carry over and they have a 2024 to expend it.
Hey, Senator, it's Mara. I just wanted you to know we'll be calling around to all the officials this evening and tomorrow, and get everybody's questions too, and follow up with a letter next week giving clarification on all the questions we get.
Hey, to all of you all, we're going to stay on top of you and hold your hand through this whole thing. We want to show that West Virginia can do it and do it right. It was the right thing for us to do, to invest into our municipalities. I tell everybody, I says, we are a state of towns. We're not big cities. We're a state of towns, and we're people who love each other and care for each other. This is the first time they've had any type of an infusion that they had control of their own destiny. I've never, has any of you all ever seen anything like this?
No.
I've never. I
No,
couldn't
not
believe
at
it.
all.
It's
And
unbelievable. It truly is.
Senator, our next representative is Councilor Kevin Knowles from the city of Martinsburg, the president of the West Virginia Municipal League. Kevin?
Okay.
Senator Joe, I want to thank you and your staff for everything you've done for the this American Rescue Plan. This is going to be a wonderful influx of funding for us to be able to get a lot of projects done, not only here in Martinsburg, but throughout the state. So on behalf of the West Virginia Municipal League, I want to thank you on behalf of all the city, towns, and villages, and keep up the good work out there, buddy, and I'll talk to you soon.
Well, Kevin, I appreciate it. I'm telling you, just hold everybody to the guest. So let's pick some projects that really make a difference that people can appreciate. You all know what you need. You know better than anybody else. Don't let anybody else tell you. You guys figure it out. We're behind you.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
Okay.
And then if you want, we've got about 73 people in here. So we just ask that you be respectful if you ask your question, to mute yourself back so we don't get feedback for the senator. But if you want to ask a question, you can unmute yourself. And I just, caution you to, and again, I know we have some folks with the media joining us. This is, excuse me, but this is not your call. This is our member's call with the senator. So I ask that you please refer your questions to his staff and to him.
They get a shot at me all the time, brother. Don't
Exactly.
worry.
Let our folks.
They don't miss it. They don't miss a minute to get a shot at me.
So anybody with a question, please feel free to unmute yourself. Again, just be respectful that somebody else may unmute themselves at the same time.
We have
Will the
anybody there?
municipal league be sending us it would be helpful to have the criteria for how we're to utilize this money, and so we don't overstep our, give us the parameters for the use of the money. That would really be helpful.
We're going to be very careful. We're going to be very careful to make sure that you don't get caught to where you're caught in an audit. They're going to be doing random audits to make sure money's being spent properly. And we want to make sure we have the clarification from the Treasury Department. We know how we wrote the bill. Sometimes when you write a bill and by the time they interpret what you wrote, could be a difference of meaning. We will make sure that doesn't happen. I do know what we wrote in there, ironclad. The money's going directly to you. You have 3 infrastructure. You have water, sewer, and that's definitely in there. I think Agnes asked me about, can she help volunteer fire departments? If they can show that they've increased a cost because of COVID, absolutely. They can assist and help them. This is the cost we incurred, okay? We didn't do anything different, but COVID cost us this type of a problem. And we can show the cost there, and that's what you want to make sure we do. We will get that for you. We will get that for you, so it'll be finite, as best that we can get it from the Treasury Department. Because that's who's going to handle it all.
Thank you.
That could be within the next 30 days. I mean, this is not, if you follow me, by the time we're moving $2 trillion, and this bill was 600 and some pages. So by the time they decipher what's in there, and every category, I gave you so many categories: housing, broadband, schools, local governments, state governments, seniors. Every one of them has a big section of how you're going to use that money. We'll be there fighting for you. We'll watch you. We're not going to we won't let you get in trouble.
Thanks. Wouldn't want to do that.
I know you don't. And we're not going to let that happen either. We won't let that happen.
Anybody else with questions?
Has everyone figured out how they're going to spend all their money yet, or have they already got it spent?
Senator,
Who we have?
this is Commissioner Tammy Tincher from Greenbrier County.
Hey, Tammy.
Hello.
How are you?
Question that I had, for our smaller counties, if the money is going to be coming from the state, are we still going to be, or will we still have the document?
Tammy,
Yes, sir.
all counties get their money directly from the federal treasury.
Okay, so it doesn't matter on the size of the county.
Not on counties because you only have 55. So
Okay.
they can do
Okay,
that. So I'm pretty sure I'm correct on that. I'm pretty sure I'm correct, but we'll double check. Greenbrier County gets 6.72 million.
correct.
Okay.
I just wanted to confirm, I guess the accounting part of it, if it came through, if it came through the state, then I wanted to confirm that we were still probably going to be doing the same thing that we did back at the end of last year when we were working with CARES money, or if it was going to be another process.
No. Here, I got my buddy here right now. Wes, come in here. Wes Kungle basically worked about every word of this bill. He worked this bill from the beginning for me. He's my legislative director. And Wes, go ahead, tell him.
But yeah, all of the counties are going to get it straight from Treasury. The HUD, CDBG entitlement communities are get it through that traditional distribution mechanism. And the smaller communities will be a 30-day pass through the state where they have to pass it right along.
State Treasury. They have no input whatsoever in your money.
Okay. Well, the one issue that we had, and I hope we won't have this from Treasury, but the one issue that we had during CARES funding was that some counties would be told one thing would be covered, and then when another county would apply for that, then it wouldn't be covered. And it was just really across the board a lot of inaccuracies.
Here's the thing about it. That's when a bill, how many pages is this bill? 600 what? Yeah, we had over 600 pages. Guidance is what you're looking for, Tammy, on that, and consistency from the guidance. We're going to make sure we're going to make sure that it's written out. I'm going to make sure that basically we were so intricate and involved in writing this bill. We know what our intent is, and we're going to work with Treasury to make sure, with Janet Yellen, Secretary of Treasury, to make sure that the guidelines are written out for everybody in every county and every municipality across the United States is treated the same.
Thank you, sir.
And before we take another one, Jonathan Adler with the West Virginia Association of Counties. I know Sheriff Riffle, we had some issues, but he wanted to share some information from Sheriff Riffle. So
did we lose Jimmy altogether? Did Jimmy not come back on, Riffle?
I don't see him back on.
Hey, Jimmy, I'll tell him I'll call him.
I'll do that, Senator. He called me and wanted me to make sure to let you know how much appreciate you and all your hard work and everything. Congratulate you for that. And also to tell you that he just thinks this direct money is going straight to local governments is so important. It's getting to the people that need it, know how to use it. And so he just is thrilled and thanks you so much. And we'll be talking to you soon, I'm sure.
You know, hey, John, let me tell you this. My little town of Farmington, okay? Farmington, West Virginia, where I am so fond of, they get 150,000. They've never gotten 150,000 in the last 150 years.
That's awesome. And I see every time with you or your uncle, I have to hear about Farmington. I mean, it really means a lot to me. So thank you for Farmington discussion.
I've lived, I mean, that's where I was born and raised, boy, I tell you. I told everyone, I says, my dad became mayor when I was a kid, about 9 or 10 years old. And my dad wanted to say, Farmington was growing, he says, and all we had was a caution light. We only had one caution light in town. So Dad thought that we needed a stoplight. He says, we're going to be big time now. If we get a stoplight, man, we're controlling traffic. Hell, we had 3 accidents in one day, so we had to take the stoplight down, put the caution light back up. We were flexible. We were flexible back then. We're still flexible. Hey guys, thank you all. I'm so proud that our little state's going to have, every little community is going to have a chance to do something they never, maybe it's been on your wish list for a long time. How can we do this? How can we fix something? How can we clean something up? How can we do something? Now you can do it. Now you can do it. Okay.
Senator, this is Agnes Queen with Lewis County again. You talked about the broadband funding that's coming down. I know that in Lewis County, we're very concerned with the new money that's coming out to Frontier and how that's going to affect some of the areas that we already had money for towers to go into for broadband. Now those are kicked out, and we know how poor the service has been. Are you looking at something? What are you looking at there to help?
I like to look at how I get the hell rid of Frontier is what I like to look
Amen.
at. Okay. I mean, it's been the most horrible thing I've ever messed with in my life. We got stuck with that. When I was governor, they were the only game in town. I had to deal with them. There was nobody else because AT&T, they bought the AT&T service. They've been horrible. And I've been on them unmercifully. Just the only thing I would tell you, before you start investing internet money, you got to watch. There are going to be a lot of people preying on you now. You're going to have people come out of the woodwork. Oh, we're going to do this for you and that for you. Let's try to get some coordination. I'm sure with the governor's office and working with the state, we can get some coordination here, and we can help you also on that. We've been very much involved in that. But it's just there's money going to be coming, and there's no reason why we shouldn't have everybody with some type of connectivity, even with a hotspot or something that they can connect. If West Virginia is going to move forward, it's going to have to come in to connectivity with internet service here for the 21st century. We're dead. We are dead.
Senator, we're getting some other questions through the chat. That is there an anticipated distribution date set yet?
I don't have that. I would say my gut's going to tell me it would definitely be before the end of the fiscal year, which is what, June 30th? I think it's going to be sooner than that, but I would assume.
CARES money went out pretty quick, so I think they're going to try to get it out as quick.
Yeah, but they don't know. They didn't get CARES money. State got CARES money, but they didn't. The state got their money the last time within 30 days or so, I think, didn't they?
Believe so.
It was like 30 or 45 days. So I would say 30 to 60 days, you should expect your first checks. Now the state has to go to the state treasury and justify how they spent their money and what they need it for. The state has more of an auditing situation because of a lot of the money didn't go out the way it was supposed to the first time. That's every state, not our state, a lot of states. And that's why my Republican friends just said, hey, enough's enough, we're not going to do it. Well, we knew what we were afraid of. We know the economy's going to take off, and we're afraid it's going to plateau off in 22 and 23. This gives us some basically work, people working, you'll be hiring people to do work. It's going to be a lot of good things that can carry us through 2023 and 24.
And then, of course, Senator, we're getting a lot of thank yous through the message. I know we received one from Valerie Means with Fairmont. The Mayor Smithers, Mayor Ann Cavalier has shared thank yous.
Tell Ann, yeah, I know them all. Ann, I knew she'd be calling for her money.
And actually, I think she's unmuted. Mayor Cavalier.
Hey, Ann, you there?
I'm here.
Hey, Ann, guess what? Smithers gets $310,000.
Yes, thank you.
I look at all my friends in all the towns, and my Fairmont got a little bit. Fairmont got, oh my goodness, 7.65 million. God bless them. So from Farmington getting 150,000, we're a small town, and everybody. But and I know that you have places already planned that you can do what you can do with this.
Yes, sir, I do.
That's great.
And it'll all benefit our area residents.
Oh, I know that. I have no doubt. Public service is still a calling. I know that they've tried to beat us up so bad in the press and the media from the standpoint thinking that people who get in politics, maybe it don't always get them for the right reason. I can tell you 99% of the people I know got into it for the right reason, trying to make it better and make a difference, and especially in our community. So I'm just tickled to death. I'm going to have to go vote. I want to make sure that Mara's going to be in touch with you. We'll make sure you have everything we have. Send the questions on to us, anything. We'll try to get the guidelines of how you can use it. We'll try to give the timeline of when they think they can have the guidelines so they can send the money out, okay?
Senator Manchin, real quick before you go, I know Mayor Williams had unmuted himself. I wanted to give him an opportunity.
Steve,
Mayor Williams.
my buddy Steve.
Hey, Senator, just thank you so much for all that you have done for us. I know it is your philosophy that the government that governs best is the government that is closest to the people. Thank you for advocating that city and county government can be trusted to make the right decisions for the people who we represent. And thank you for the trust that you're placing in us.
Well, Steve, first of all, to all of you, your constituents put the trust in you. Why in the world wouldn't we trust you? My goodness, why wouldn't state government trust you? Why wouldn't they think you're going to get, I mean, the monies you all are getting, those monies are basically given to you all because we were all mad because you didn't get it the last time. That's why it happened. So what you're getting $44 million, you're going to spend that $44 million better than Charleston or better than Washington can.
Well, I can guarantee you this, is that it's not going to be blown, and it's one-time money. So we have one opportunity to be able to get it done and get it done right. And thank you for the trust.
This is the first time, Steve, that basically it's ever gone to this level to where people had direct money and absolutely control of your own destiny. If for anybody, and this is what you all should be policing yourselves. You all should be watching each other, basically saying, hey, you shouldn't do that. Let's help each other. If you see how you can get better mileage out of your dollars, help other ones, share that with other people. Because we're all going to, there's people saying, oh, let's do caution to the wind, threw all this money out. Why did you waste all that money? Well, I can argue that you threw money out when you had 1.7 trillion to the richest people in America and the richest corporations in America that didn't need it. I'd rather try it on you all than I would them. Okay. And I think we're better off, but bottom line is show everybody what you can do and show the results. I'm telling you, there's so many good things. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be great.
Well, we have one opportunity to be able to get it done, and we have one swing to be able to get it done right. And thank you for trust in us.
You know that, buddy. Let me tell you,
we love you, Senator. Thanks.
I love you all too. But...
And then Senator Manchin, before you leave, I know I've got Commissioner Bloom and Commissioner Tuckett that are unmuting themselves. So whoever wants to go first, jump on.
If I could just add, Senator Manchin, on behalf of the county.
How you doing,
buddy? How you doing?
Good. Hey, Morgantown did good.
Yes, and my county did great.
Everybody did good. You all did all the way around.
Yes, and we really want to thank you. And I want to give my personal commitment, and I know everyone on here would say the same thing, that we're going to use it wisely, carefully, and competently. And I know we go back many years when you first ran for governor and you wanted to keep the money in the local hands. And I'm ecstatic. I had to call Mara up to just verify that the money was really coming to us and we didn't have to go through the governor's office. Thank you. We can't say enough about what you're doing, and we promise we will make it very wisely. Good decision.
I have, honest to goodness, buddy, I don't have not one shred of doubt of any of you all, no matter how large or small. I just believe in you all. I think you have a chance to really show the people how the reason for you all being in public service, but what you can do for them. I really do. I believe it with all my heart. And I know you wouldn't be in this job if you didn't have a heart. I can tell you that. For all the crap you have to take. We do that every day, don't we? It's worth it.
We do.
This makes it worth it. This makes it worth it. Anybody else?
Mercer County, you want to jump in there?
Yeah, I'll jump in. Senator, thank you again so much. It's always an honor to work with you and to kind of put things over the edge. And we didn't get left at the altar this time. It helps a lot.
11 million for Mercer County. Isn't that great?
We are excited. And I think the best part is, we're going to start working on a plan for cross collaboration. I think
that's what it's going to take.
It's good. We got $11 million, but if you take the municipalities and even if you look across the county lines, these projects can move forward faster if there's a lot of cross collaboration. So,
and I think basically from the counties and county commissioners, all of you, the counties can basically be the hub of this thing, saying, okay, what do you pick? Go to any little community you have in your county. What's your number one thing? I can match up. I'll match you up and do, you all can do some things together that they can never do individually. So, Ann Cavalier, you can work with your county officials. They've got money coming.
Exactly.
Okay?
And I will tell you too, that on behalf of NACO and the Rural Action Caucus, we spoke very heavily about this when it started coming out a couple weeks ago. And I can tell you on behalf of all the rural counties, we're extraordinarily appreciative. So once again, thanks.
Well, we think we're pretty accurate on all the numbers. We're accurate, right?
Yeah, the best estimate we have. So they may move a little bit.
They might move, those numbers may move a little bit, but not very much. It's the best estimate based on population. We know how much is coming our way.
That works.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, gang. I'm going to run and vote now, but anybody else have anything else? Am I missing anybody? Did I miss anybody?
Just our appreciation.
Just submit everything to us. Okay. Anything that we can. We'll be on top of this thing. We'll carry on. We'll keep you informed all the way through. God bless you all. God
Thank
bless
you again, Senator.
Okay, Kev, take care, buddy. All of you. Thank you. God bless.